Well, I want to welcome everybody to today's conference call. Code Ninjas here. We host these conference calls every single week, and we do them as a chance for you to learn more about what we're doing and how we're doing it, and the really just the incredible growth that we've experienced, and to learn out why and how this is all working. Well, some really great news is that yesterday I sent out a LinkedIn post that said that we ended the day at 206 sold territories. Last year at this time, we had one location. That one location was Pearland, Texas. Fast forward 12 months, we're at 206 sold territories, 91 franchisees with 6 centers open. That was last night. This morning, by 11 o'clock Central, by right now, that 206 is now gone to 235 sold territories, and over approaching at 96 franchisees. That was from last night to this morning. So about 30 territories were sold over just from last night to 11 o'clock Central this morning. Why is that? Why is Code Ninjas really just hitting the marketplace and having this validation and really just kind of taking everything by storm? Well, that's why you're here on the call today, and that's why we do these calls every week, to explain to you why this is working so well. Obviously, we have great franchisees. We're very selective over who our franchisees are, and we're very selective on who our team is and who's made up of our team. So with Code Ninjas, to kind of give you an idea of what we're doing, where we come from, on today's call, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about our team. We're going to talk about why we're a franchise and not a corporate run, why we're doing what we're doing. We're going to talk about our support structure, how Code Ninjas supports you and has ongoing support. We're going to talk about our curriculum a little bit also. And then at the very end, we're going to have a Q&A. That Q&A, you're going to be able to ask any questions that you have in regards to anything I spoke about today, anything you've talked to any of the team members about and you want to dig more into. So to kind of start it all off, obviously, my name is Marty Flanagan. I'm the Vice President of Franchising over here at Code Ninjas. My team and I, we work and focus on all the aspects of franchising when it comes to Code Ninjas. We all have our lane that we stay in. And when it comes to our team, we have obviously a very heavy coding and tech-focused team. We have a very heavy and focused franchising team, and we have a very heavy and focused operational and compliance team. So we're here to assist you and help you through this whole process, no matter what your business acumen is. We're here to help you through, learn, grow, and become a great Code Ninja franchisee and entrepreneur, and obviously, impact your community. When it comes to Code Ninjas, where we come from, well, David Graham, the founder of Code Ninjas, he's an entrepreneur, coder, programmer his whole life. He was an entrepreneur by being a part of a franchise, a fitness franchise actually, and being a coder and developer on top of that. He could not shake the idea of where he comes from, which is that coding and programming world. So he opened a school that taught, an educational system that taught adults how to code. And he operated that in 18 different cities for about 4.5 years. And then there wasn't a day that actually went by in that whole process with him, that whole system, where people weren't asking him more about how the younger generation, how can their kids learn, how can more people get connected with that younger generation and teaching them how to code and to think like a coder, which is really important. So after he sold his adult-focused program, he turned his attention to focusing on kids, 7 to 14 years old, that youth, the younger generation. And with that, came the idea of Code Ninjas. And Code Ninjas has that martial arts theme. We have 9 belts. With our 5 different revenue streams that we have at Code Ninjas, the one that obviously is the mandatory one is our drop-in program, which are those 9 different belts, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And as David started putting all this together, and he started bringing the team together, we saw this as why it needs to be a franchise. So we grabbed the best of everywhere that we could find to put that team together to create a franchise. And we kind of knew from day one that this was going to be a franchise. So every partner that we have, every aspect of how we've grown and how we scale up our business, we look at it as how are we a franchise? How are we building this so our franchisees can benefit from it? So every partner that we have, whether it's going to be our financial partners like Benetrends or Guidant, or if how it's going to be our design side of it, which is like Wadsworth Design, everything that we do, we think about it by wearing that hat of a franchisee. So how we scale our business, how we can help you get open in your community, we think about it as franchisee focused. So every partner that we have has some sort of roots in the franchising world, whether it's the signage, whether it's the financials, whether it's going to be design, whether it's going to be construction, whether it's going to be real estate. It's franchise focused. So they know how to speak franchisee. Again, no matter your business acumen, they're here to assist you and help you with your location inside of your market. And so how do we support you as a franchisee? We actually have a few different tools. We have that one-on-one side of it where you're going to be actually have a dedicated person for compliance, a dedicated person for operations, and along with that you have also online resources, which we call Code Ninja University, which is kind of like a living, breathing Wikidoc that constantly grows and gets added to as systems get refined, as you as entrepreneurs and franchisees come up with great ideas. We constantly build that into Code Ninja University so you have this online resource. And then our collaboration tools. The collaboration tools are there for you as a franchisee to connect with every franchise center and their team across the country immediately, like on demand. We share best practices. We talk about construction. We talk about hiring. We talk about, the building of your business on an everyday basis, whether it's going to be the culture, whether it's going to be the performance side of it. That is where our franchisees connect on a regular basis. And those threads, which all have different titles and different timelines, and those threads are designed for you to be able to stay connected and share and collaborate on a regular basis. And then we also obviously have our curriculum side of it, which we have world-class curriculum, but that world-class curriculum is nothing without a world-class experience. So we, as a curriculum part of it, it's actually, when it comes to it's really part of it. So when people always ask about the curriculum, we always let everybody know if you're here because you think it's a curriculum-focused company, you're in the wrong spot. It's a combination of everything that we do that is allowing us to grow at the rate that we're growing and add the quality franchisees that we're adding. It's because of the entire package, not just because of the curriculum. So our curriculum, world-class, no doubt about it. We have 9 different belts in that drop-in program, and within inside each one of those belts is a learned set of skills. At the end of that set of skills, our students have to build a game. That game requires those concepts or those skills that are learned within inside that belt, and once they are able to build that game, that allows them to progress through to the next belt. Every belt builds onto one another. It's like compounding onto one another. They're constantly practicing those concepts and those skills all the way through the belts. Those belts take about 3 years to accomplish. Our students come in 1 to 2 days a week, and they stay for an hour each time. It's a flexible learning system, so they are going to be coming in at mom and dad's convenience. It's not a lecture. It's not a classroom setting. It's that flexible learning system. So they're going to be able to sit down, go into our proprietary dashboard, use our proprietary tools along with some of our proprietary curriculum, exclusive curriculum, and some non-proprietary curriculum. And that's all stored on our platform that we have in the cloud. So when they access it, they're going to get to know how to access the dashboard and where to go and how to save their work. They learn at their own pace. It's a self-paced program, but not a self-taught program. So as they work their way through, they will get stuck. They will have to work with our Code Senseis. And our Code Senseis are there to help them where they're stuck and where they're at. So it allows them to work through it. So this is really about focusing on quality screen time. Since we're fighting for our kids' attention, where we allow them to spend their screen time, we teach kids how to code through a game-based curriculum. So it's edutainment. We're really creating that edutainment space so they are constantly being educated at the same time as it's entertaining for them. So that is one of the sources of revenue that we have inside of Code Ninjas, along with Parents Night Out, along with birthday parties, along with our after-school program, and along with our camp program. So that system, that belt system, that 1 through 9, those belts, that's that proprietary and exclusive blend of curriculum that we have, and that is put together to allow our kids to really dig in deep in terms of learning to think like a coder. And that's really the key, right? Critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, collaboration, leadership, time management. A great coder, a great programmer can pick up a language over a week, but they can't pick up all those skills that go with how to think like a coder. And that's our focus on those belt systems. So when you think of our team, obviously the captain of the ship is David Graham. He's like I said, been an entrepreneur and a coder his whole life. He's stepped out on a limb and taken risks before by becoming a part of a fitness franchise and seeing the incredible opportunity what a franchise can bring those who maybe don't have any experience in the industry that the franchise is in. So when you look at how Code Ninjas has placed ourselves as a franchise, you don't have to be a coder. You don't have to be a programmer. We're here to assist you and help you and teach you and educate you as a franchisee on how to be successful in your community. We're going to do our very best for you. With that support structure that we have, you have live help, you have online resources, and you have the connection to every single one of the franchisees in the entire system and their center. And obviously connecting you with our curriculum, understanding how that works, what it's about, that is there. Our curriculum is complete but never finished. Our curriculum you're not going to receive an email from Code Ninja that says curriculum is now finished. It's complete, but it's never finished. It's constantly being sharpened. It's constantly being updated to be sure we're staying up with the times and the changes of technology. So that is really our system in a nutshell, really the bird's eye view of what we're doing at Code Ninjas. So at this time, what I like to do is that whether you've been talking with myself or you've been talking with Jeff Thames, or if you've just been seeing our emails and seeing us online and you really haven't stepped out and asked any questions about what we're doing, this is your time to ask questions. Whatever questions you have, feel free to ask away. What you're going to have to do, you're going to have to hit *6, and when you do that, it's going to virtually raise your hand. I'll be able to see your phone number, and I'll be able to click it, and you can ask away on your questions. So these calls, the first 15 minutes, it's the same every time. Brief overview of Code Ninjas, why we're doing great things and how we're doing great things and how our system works. And then whatever questions you have, feel free to dive in and ask whatever questions you have. If I've done such a fantastic job in that 13 minutes that we were on the phone that you have no questions whatsoever, then we'll end the call today pretty fast, and you can connect with myself or Jeff in the future to be able to dig in with more questions that you have. So again, if you would like to ask any questions, we have almost 50 people on the line. If you'd like to ask any questions about Code Ninjas, about anything I mentioned today, please hit *6, and that'll virtually raise your hand, and then I'll be able to call on you and you'll be able to ask your question. Hi, you have a question? Excuse me.
Hi, yes. Is the Palm Beach market in Florida available now?
So when it comes to market availability, you're going to want to connect with Jeff or myself one-on-one so we can look at that for you and see what's available over there for you.
Okay. I have other questions. Should I just keep asking?
No, go for it. No, go for it.
Okay. Okay. So, hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So, all right. So there are 6 centers open now, and also your center has been operating for a year now. The other centers, how long have they been operating for, the other 6 centers?
So we about right around 90 days. And we have, and on top of that, we have about 40 centers that'll be open by the summer that are currently they have signed leases, which means that they're in various stages of construction.
Okay. So we could talk about yours or any of the centers that are currently operating. How many students do they have enrolled at any one time?
So I cannot touch on any type of revenue numbers or what's going to allude to revenue. I only can talk about what's in our current FDD. The next FDD is out tomorrow. So if you call Jeff or myself, whoever you've been working with, we can actually touch on the numbers that are going to be in our new FDD as of tomorrow. And we'll be able to go over some of those those student counts with you. But until that comes out and officially is released, I can't go over any of the revenue that's unless it's in our current FDD. It's kind of a weird time because literally tomorrow you can call myself or Jeff and we can go over more of the revenue and data with you.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think Jeff's going to call me tomorrow anyway when it comes out.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but you guys know what's in it. It's not a surprise to you, but you're not allowed to talk about it till tomorrow?
Not legally, nope.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, then I guess that would be all my questions. I've already talked to him about some other questions.
Great.
And so, yeah, all right, then.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Hi, do you have a question?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is pertaining to the curriculum itself. So we know that technology moves in the modern it's super fast, right? We're talking about AI, we're talking about blockchain and some other key technologies that's coming up. How often does your curriculum change, and what is the plan for that?
So one thing we have to really understand about the changing of curriculum is you have to also understand what we're doing. Our curriculum is like I mentioned earlier, is complete but never finished. It is always being updated. It is always being advanced. When it comes to specific things like you were saying, whether it's going to be augmented reality or artificial intelligence, those pieces are more of something that would be part of our camp setting. And the reason being is camps are designed to do two things. They're there to introduce kids into this whole world of technology, and they're there to increase the bandwidth of those kids that are obviously in this world with us. So when it comes to those type of programs like you're mentioning, to see those in our belt system, I can't give you an answer when that would ever happen. But to see those type of things in a camp-based setting, that's where you're going to see them first, because those take a little bit more bandwidth, a little bit more knowledge to dig into, where belts 1 through 9, we're talking about kids coming in that have never used a mouse before. You know, they've done all their learning on a tablet. So they're still learning how to navigate a keyboard and use a mouse at 10 years old. So when we're talking about some of those more advanced pieces of technology, you're going to see those either later in the belt system, but first you probably see them in our camp-based setting as soon as something comes out, or we can create something that that is more focused on augmented reality or artificial intelligence.
Okay, since you said curriculum is ongoing, do you have like a core team of people who's
Yes.
receiving feedback from the franchisees and others just to make sure the curriculum is it's still
of course.
Okay.
Yeah, and so think of this: in franchising, your responsibility as a franchisor is to be at the tip of the spear. How you get there in the industry that you're in, how you get there and how you stay there, it's your franchisees. Your franchisees' feedback on the ground, in their markets, connecting with the community, their feedback is critical for us to be at the tip of the spear in this industry and to continue to be the leader in what we're doing. So we need our franchisees' feedback. We require it. We have to have your feedback.
The other question I have is start to finish on average. Once you sign the lease, how long does it normally take to open the code?
About 3 months. When you have a signed lease, you're probably 3 months from opening. That's including permitting, construction, everything. Your pre-enrollment stage.
Okay, great. That's all the questions I have.
Wonderful. Thank you for your question. Hi, you have a question?
Hi, yeah. My name is Mark. First time being introduced here. Quick question just about your target market. And I think you said you have 6 centers open now, right?
Correct.
What are you guys looking at in terms of your target market, like age demographic, and of the 6 centers you have, what have you guys seen in terms of the folks that are participating? And, I'm also thinking about the keeping the interests of the students or the kids. Any information around that?
Great question, Mark. So our age range is at 7 to 14. When it comes to, the unique thing about Code Digital is we actually can really pinpoint the number of customers we have on our side of our territory because we pull age range demographics. So we actually know how many kids or how many potential students you would have in any given market, which really allows us to laser beam focus in certain markets to be purchased. So it really kind of have an advantage compared to restaurants or even fitness centers or anything like that, or massage, because it's really tough for them to actually pinpoint the exact number of customers they have a potential for. Well, we actually have that in our age range for that 7 to 14. When it comes to the type of customer that we're having in, believe it or not, our system is mass market appeal. So the 99%ers out there who have no idea in technology, or parents are intimidated to get their son or their daughter involved because they don't know what to expect or don't know what to do, or it all seems really, really difficult, we make it so it's easy wins for our kids. We offer free game building sessions which allow kids to come in, be a part of a program, experience the culture, experience the environment. Right now, I can tell you that we run in our Pearland, Texas location, after going through a hurricane this past year, and we still maintained a 5% attrition rate. That's incredible. Going through what Houston went through and our team went through down there with a new concept, only being open for 12 months, and to have 5% attrition, that's a 95% retention rate for our students. That's pretty incredible considering the circumstances of going through a hurricane this past year, and for 2 months, basically the city being shut down. And we refunded quite a bit of our tuition to parents that had obviously went through a difficult time, lost their homes and such. Great. But we work with you one-on-one in your market. So if you have certain markets you want to talk about, this is where we can dig in together and use our software to help you ID good markets.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
May I ask one more question?
Please.
Yeah, and just in terms of how do you guys, is your pricing so I'm a parent, I want my kid to be involved. What's your pricing structure look like? And, relative, I guess, to the program?
Yeah, so obviously we'll focus on one part of the pricing, which is our drop-in program. We allow our franchisees to adjust that based on their community. So obviously cost of living changes all over the place. So we have you start at $150 a month, and then we obviously take it from there. We have centers that are in lower income communities, areas that are at $175 a month, and then all the way up to $285 a month in other communities that have a higher cost of living. We allow you as a franchisee that flexibility to adjust that based on your marketplace.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Hi, you have a question?
Hi, yes, I do. What kind of support is given to us if once we proceed with you guys? Does it include like lease search, site search, construction, remodeling, and hiring of the right people? I mean, just kind of want to know what kind of. Yes, okay.
Yes to all of that, and to explain how that works will probably take me the next half hour because it's so in depth. It's not just that we sign you up. Support is ongoing. The support is we need you to be successful. We're not a nonprofit. So we want you to be successful. We're going to help you set KPIs. We're going to help you set those benchmarks. We want you to get into the right lease set up, right? The right location, get the right lease for you to become as profitable as possible, but yet still holding our brand standards. So everything from national construction vendors, we have our construction manuals, design manuals. We have one of the top national real estate companies in the country that focus on franchising. So we have a lot of resources for you in terms of that, but then our team is connecting with you long term as well. It's ongoing support. It's not just that you hear from us in your pre-opening and then your first 90 days and then you don't hear from us anymore. That's not ongoing support.
So is the support local or it's just somebody that on the phone, that's all?
Yeah, there's no need to have somebody local in terms of helping you with your Code Ninjas. Everything we can do is, especially since we have collaboration tools and your local franchisees are going to be there supporting you as well, and you're supporting one another. It's a reciprocal relationship. But everything is done out of our corporate office in Houston.
Okay. So just because a certain local area has different demographics and stuff like that, as well as different sites and stuff like that. So I mean, even searching for the right location for a place, I mean, sometimes it requires more local knowledge than just national data, right? So that's why I'm asking.
So that's so just being location specific. What you're saying is that kind of support. That's why we work with a company called Morrow Hill. They wrote more than 1,550 franchise leases last year, and almost every state. So they, when it comes to your market, you don't have to use them, but you can use them, and they will know your market. Whether or not you choose to work with them or not, that's up to you. But they're going to be able to help you on the ground and connect you, whether it's with local management companies, local realtors, or local landlords. I mean, they will be working with you locally.
Okay, so so how do I get a so-called at least 90% accurate estimate on how much all the cost is involved and things like that? What would be the next step to try and get that?
And so when you say cost, you mean cost to open, cost of doing business each month? What are you referring to?
Pretty much everything, like from the initial setup cost to opening and then to operating. I mean, and then kind of
so we work
calculations.
To say something's going to be 90% accurate, I would be lying to you, and anybody who tells you they can get you 90% accurate information before you sign a lease, before you get bids, before any of that happens, is lying to you. So what we do is we're going to work with you and get you as close as we can for your cost of doing business, obviously get you connected so you understand how the bidding system works, so you can get contractors to be bidding on your space. That's why we have a national vendor for that as well. So we're going to do our very best to get you there as far as we can. But to say to get you 90% there, that's going to take a lot of work, because that's a lot of work that you're going to have to do as well. So we'll get you all the right resources and get you connected with all the right people, but you're also going to have to find your space. You're going to have to get a landlord that's going to give you a layout, and you're going to get that layout done to Code Ninjas, and then you got to get that to a contractor. We help you through all those steps. That's what we do, right? So that's what a franchise should do. So we're going to help you all the way there. Now, can all that be done before you sign your franchise agreement? I'm not sure. I don't know your situation. I don't know your market. I don't know if there's other people looking there or how fast you need to move. There's a lot of unanswered questions there that we have to go after before you can get really a 90% accurate cost.
Okay. So I'm just joining this trying. So would it be contacting you or Jeff to try to get this kind of information, or what's appropriate?
Whoever emailed you originally.
Okay.
You should have received an email from one of us, and we'll work with you directly.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, you have a question? Hi, do you have a question?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I got you.
Hey, I just had a question. So besides the building and construction costs, what's the startup cost that goes to Code Ninja, and what's the recurring cost that I'm assuming every month or annually that goes to the franchise lease?
Well, for the franchise, the only thing that really going to come to us as a cost to getting open is going to be your franchise fee. And then after that, we have an ongoing monthly royalty of 6%.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Hi, you have a question?
Hi, yes, I do. This is Sarah. I have a question. So from time of agreement, franchise agreement, until time of opening, right? What's kind? And I'm sure there's lots of variabilities, but what would be your kind of average timeline for that?
7.1 months.
Okay, that's amazingly accurate. Thank you.
Yeah, right. I know.
Okay,
when you got a team of data nerds, if I would have said 7, they'd have been like, I'm already at 7.1.
Well, I'm a data girl, so I love that. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. And we're actually going to be, my husband and I are going to be speaking to you later today, and so we'll have some additional questions then. But that was
we have an appointment for like 30. We have an appointment for 3:01. That's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll show up early at 3. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem. Hi, you have a question?
Hi. I was wanting to know, I didn't hear all of the 5 different income streams. I saw that there was drop-offs, after school camps, and parents' night out. Is there something?
And birthday parties. Yeah, birthday parties with that last one.
Okay. And what delineates you guys from these competitors, brick and mortar competitors and your home-based coding type things?
Sure. Well, when it comes to brick and mortar, everything I talked about earlier in the call is what differentiates us. The 5 revenue streams, you look at the other systems out there, they run camp-based curriculums. Their longest system for their students is about 4 to 6 weeks. Ours is 3 years. We have proprietary curriculum and exclusive curriculum. So you can't open up across the street from me and call it, Mark's code, right? You can't do what we're doing. You could open up across the street, but you're not going to be able to do the same curriculum that I'm doing because it's proprietary. It lives on our platform. We have our proprietary game development platform. We have an exclusive robotics program that's only available to Code Ninjas in all of North America. Obviously, non-proprietary tools, exclusive tools, proprietary tools, all built within our proprietary dashboard, our proprietary platform that everything lives on, that kids go to. They don't have to log into 1,900 different websites or go anywhere else. It all lives in our system. So it's very easy. And our overall approach to this makes us different. We're not about trying to create, JavaScript experts. We're trying to have our kids think like a coder. So it's a little bit different than what you see out there in terms of the depth, in terms of the mass market appeal, the non-intimidating atmosphere. When mom and dad walk through the front door with their son or their daughter, we have a very comfortable atmosphere. We train and develop our team and our franchisees to be able to obviously connect with parents and kids. We're in the parent retention business as much as the student retention business. So the differentiators, there are so many, and that's why our nearest competition has been franchising for 7 years, and they have 11 locations. Last year at this time we had 1. Today we have 235 sold territories, 6 centers open, 40 opening by the summer. Those numbers by themselves speak to what the differentiator is, because those are all entrepreneurs that checked out every bit of competition, whether it be online, whether it be brick and mortar, whether it be coding focused, STEM focused, art, whether it be swim schools, karate schools, you name it. They've laid our model down next to all of them and have chosen to go. This is a movement at 235 centers. Only 1% of all franchises in the world have 100 centers open within 24 months. We're going to do that this year within 24 months, within 18 months. Those numbers really speak to what the differentiator is more than anything.
Okay. So you kind of answered my next question was, you have proprietary software. Is this, you mentioned something about robotics. So it isn't 100% computer-based. It is some sort of hands-on approach as well.
Correct.
Building items, stuff like that, all connected to one another.
Correct.
And it's all tier-based. So once you learn this one thing, then it goes on to the next level, which is belts.
Well, it's all interconnected with inside of the belt system. So it's all interconnected.
Okay. I think that what size buildings? What's your square footage that you're looking for?
Anywhere from 1,200 to 3,200 square feet.
And the larger size, does that give you more options? Does that allow for something else that you couldn't do if you had a smaller size?
Well, I mean, of course it will, because it's about how many students you're going to have in there, what kind of camps you can do. But that variety is there depending on your market as well, how large your market is.
Okay. I have a meeting with you, so I look forward to hearing more. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Thanks for your time. Hi, you have a question?
Yes. Hi, this is Laura. I'm in the
Nashville,
Laura. Tennessee. Hi, I'm in the Nashville, Tennessee area, and I noticed that you have some sites coming soon there. Does that mean that you've signed up for somebody for this area?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, good. That's what I need to know.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for your question.
Thanks.
Hi, you have a question?
Yeah, hi. My name is Nitya, and I had a couple of questions. One was if you have, do you have any local representation, anyone in the state of Illinois or Chicago, or one can go and have a meeting and talk about, there's a lot of things and lots of other questions, but is there something you have a face-to-face meeting with that you can discuss all the options? And two, if there are any franchisees here that are already operating that we could talk to and find out if, how, what was their path and how did they set up their business? Is that something we could speak with existing franchisees? Is that an option?
Great question. Obviously, speaking to our franchisees is always an option, but it also has to be about being a part of the process. And being a part of the process with Code Ninjas means that you're connecting with myself and you're connecting with Jeff, and we're going through the process together and vetting each other out. The biggest mistake that anybody on this call can ever, or whoever listens to this call in the future, your biggest mistake is going to be to call one of the franchisees when you're not inside of our system. When you're not inside the system, talking to myself, talking to Jeff, the franchisees, I'm very protective over their time, and they have clear instructions to not be engaging with anybody unless they're introduced to them by the office, because so many people just want to call up and start asking them tons of questions when yet they have no idea if they're competition, the opening across the street. So when it comes to being a part of the process of you vetting us out and us vetting you out, connecting with franchisees definitely is something we want you to do. And we have those who are open into connecting with you. The second part of that is a face-to-face meeting. I'm in Minnesota, and it's currently snowing, which sucks, but it's currently snowing. I'm looking at snowflakes falling. It's horrible. But, I could be more than happy to connect with you in sometime in the future. I'll be going to Illinois for our first center opening. So that's one thing that we can talk about when I do come down there for our first center that I'll be opening up here shortly. I'd be more than happy to sit down with you. That's not a problem at all.
Oh, that would be awesome, because, I don't know when, so you do have a center opening in Illinois, isn't Chicago?
Yeah, we have about, I think currently we have 9 sold locations in Illinois. The first one to be open here is coming up in the next 90 days.
Okay, great. Because now, if there's something that I'm really considering seriously, then Minnesota is not far. If we can, I would definitely like to have a meeting face to face. And if that's something which I can connect with you, and I can come down there to have a meeting. But before that, obviously, we will have to have a few calls, and I have a lot of questions. I'm sure everyone has lots of questions, but maybe not for this call. But yeah, lots. We can have to talk in detail about everything. But I would love to connect with you and then fix up the time. That would be nice.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for your time. All right, this is our last question, and you have a question?
Yes. I was wondering where we might be able to get a look at the curriculum and see what this looks like. Is my first question.
Yeah. So we only show pieces of our curriculum. We do not go in depth with showing our curriculum to any prospective franchisee. You can come to, if you're invited to Discovery Day, we obviously unveil more of our curriculum. You get a look at our proprietary textbooks that go with our curriculum. You get a deeper look at all that, but we don't dive into all 9 belts and go through the whole entire curriculum with prospective franchisees. But we do give you a deeper look at it. There's no videos online. We don't do anything like that. We only do that at our Discovery Days. We give you a deeper look there. If all the items come in to check and you're invited and you're able to come to one of those, you'll get a better look at the curriculum.
Gotcha. And how do I get more information on that?
So you're working with Jeff Thames or myself, and there's a few pieces of the puzzle that we have to put together to be sure that it even makes sense for you to come to Discovery Day.
Great. Thank you. And then my second question is I'm also, where can I get more information on the 9 centers you guys have you're looking at in Illinois?
Those ones would be, they're going to be listed. Well, we added a few more the last couple of days. But if you go on our website, you'll be able to see where those locations are at, the current ones are at. But then there's going to be a few more added here just because in the last couple of days we sold a few more.
Okay, and we talked directly with you guys about where those are going to be at?
Well, on the website they're listed, but when you're definitely talking to Jeff and I, we'll navigate around those to be sure that, if there's whatever available territories are around there. We're very selective on how our territories work. We want to give our franchisees enough space to be successful. We don't like to stack Code Ninjas on top of one another. So you definitely, if you go on our website and you see a territory that looks like where you want to be, that doesn't mean there's not another available territory, 7 to 8 miles away. We just have to look at those numbers and see what they look like to determine if it fits for Code Ninjas.
Great, thank you.
Awesome, thank you. All right, well, I want to thank everybody for your time. If you would like to learn more, dig in deeper with Code Ninjas, you can reach out to myself, Marty, Marty, @codeninjas.com. My phone number, 763-516-3578. I'm currently booked up about 3 to 4 days for appointments. Jeff Thames and myself are literally on the phone 8 to 10 hours a day, talking about Code Ninjas, finding out how we can expand, domestically, internationally. We're opening up to Canada here this year. Our new FDD comes out tomorrow, which is going to have more revenue numbers in it, more data in it for you. Obviously, our franchise fee goes up along with that, but that'll be available in most states tomorrow. If you're in California, Virginia, Maryland, you're probably going to have a little bit of a wait yet to be able to see that. We can't even talk about it with you until you have that in your hands. So there's a few things that we're going to have to wait on, but we want to answer all your questions in as much detail as we can. We're going to legally give you all the information we possibly can. We want to connect you with franchisees. We want to have you come to Discovery Day, but there's just a few things that we have to put in place before we open the floodgates of Code Ninja to you, and that's part of the vetting out process. And we love that you vet us out. At the same time, we're vetting you out. So please, if you have any more questions, you want to be part of one of our learning channels, Deeper Like a Discovery Day, all these conference calls are also recorded on YouTube. You can, like I said, feel free to reach out to myself, Marty, @codeninjas.com. I'm the Vice President of Franchising over here. Be more than happy to answer all your questions. Jeff Thames and I have been working together for about 14 years. So we are a great team to be able to help you find the right area for your Code Ninjas and help you fully understand what Code Ninjas is about and really if you're a good fit. So thanks again for taking your time. I know today is Good Friday. Thanks for taking your time to join Code Ninjas conference call. And again, feel free to reach out anytime.